It is Monday, June 15th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. And we have some breaking news into our newsroom. What, a special tip of the cap am I hearing? Let's see.
Trev, friend, you're 40. And son of a bitch, man, you're freaking beautiful. Hope you have a great day. Wish I could be there to celebrate with you, Trevapalooza style. Enjoy the day. Miss you. Love you, friend. Happy birthday.
Trev, happy birthday, man. 40th. What a big one. Congrats on making it there. Congrats on all you've accomplished to this point. Wishing you the best in the next 40 years and looking forward to what you and Olivia and the family are going to accomplish together as well. So enjoy the day with the family. Happy birthday, buddy. Wish I was celebrating with you, but I know you have a great day. Happy birthday, Trev.
Couple of former teammates shouting you out.
Just two of my favorite people in baseball right there. Drew Butcher, Kyle Gibson, good stuff.
Great hair, by the way, still.
Drew's great. One of the best catch and throw catchers I've ever seen. Just the hands. Gift from the gods.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So happy birthday, buddy. You thought that we had forgotten, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, you're the birthday king. Birthdays and flights, you're the best.
And our one of a kind producer, Dan Rourke, would like to wish it as well, since he doesn't have a microphone. He says, make sure you say that I love Trev too, and that I want to wish him a happy 40th. And so does it feel any different? 40's a big one.
It doesn't, like physically, no. But yeah, the number's interesting. I feel like I probably have to like dress more like an adult going forward. I've thought about that a lot. And then I'm happy that it's today because I feel like we've been celebrating my birthday for like 2 weeks already.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we need more attention elsewhere.
I could use another, family dinner in the neighborhood. Just let me know. I'll be there. I'll go double fisted on the cake again.
Come on. We had a great weekend in the neighborhood. Summer's like officially here. Yeah.
All right. I'll come by. I'll wear my my Borat onesie to one of the parties. You know me. I have no shame whatsoever. I don't care. I'll go. All right. So happy birthday. We love you, brother. I'm thankful to have you in my life. You know that. Let's go do a show so that all these people can be entertained and yell at us. But please leave your favorite thing about Trevor Plouffe comment. That's your homework today. And tell all your friends to do the same and give them a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button and like button and all sorts of stuff so that Trevor can keep doing this well into his 80s. Whatever. I'll be 95 by then. I'm not so sure we have seen anything quite like the role that The Miz has been on. You can ask the Phillies how good he was.
He's done it! A complete game shutout for Jacob Mizorowski, and he strikes out 15.
Miz, how do you describe this feeling?
Amazing. I mean, it's everything I've worked for, all the support from my family up there. It's been the world, so it's been awesome.
104 is tough from anybody, right? I mean, obviously, his heater's really good. I think he, pitches off that, and when you're able to do that, you're gonna have success, especially throwing that hard. So
amazing young man, really is. Forrest Gump-like. You know what I mean? It's just he's amazingly real, naive to a lot of things, and it's beautiful. He just goes out and lets it eat.
Oh, my God. Murph is hilarious. And then Miz took it and ran with it, right? He photoshopped his head on Forrest Gump sitting on the bench on his social media, which was great. How do you describe what we're seeing out of him right now?
I mean, it's one of the best runs we've ever seen for a starting pitcher. It truly is. And, we saw him come up last year, Chris, and we saw that he had the pure stuff, and the big league sometimes can punch back a little bit. But I think what he went through last season, kind of opened his eyes as to what it takes to pitch at the big league level. And he took that upon himself. Like he's added some weight, trained differently in the offseason. And now we're seeing a guy who's like, he continues to throw harder, Chris. This is the hardest he's thrown all season long. And we're talking about, hitting 105 with your heater. And like Bryce said, the heater's so good because it just, I mean, you're watching it right now on our YouTube. It's just running all over the place. Sometimes he'll cut it. Sometimes it runs up and away from left-handed hitters. He's like learning how to pitch with like maybe the best pure stuff in all of baseball right now. It's a very, very scary thing for basically anyone that goes up against him. A .17 ERA in his last 8 starts is just absolutely insane. And this game, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to top this game because you're facing the minimum batters. The only hit you allow is to Schwarber, and you strike out 15 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game for the ages. It truly is.
I know we live in the here and now. I have watched a lot of baseball, and I've seen a bunch of perfect games. I think the only one that sticks with me that comes close to this is the Randy Johnson one against Atlanta, where I think it was a 2-0 game and he struck out 13. But I can't remember even the big unit going on a run like this. And the only other guy who had this sort of stuff, and he was so much better than the rest of the league in terms of throwing the ball hard, was Nolan Ryan. And I caught like the back end of Nolan Ryan's, like the peak of his career, late 70s, early 80s. But we didn't see him on a daily basis. Like baseball was hit. When I explain this to you, I know it sounds weird. Baseball felt hidden at that time. We had our game of the week on NBC on Saturday. So you would see Nolan Ryan pitch a couple of times a year, and in the All-Star game and in the playoffs if he was fortunate enough to make it. And that was it. Here we get to see Mizorowski every time. So it is front and center. You want to see every pitch he throws, it's at your fingertips. And I'm telling you, folks, I don't think I've ever seen a better game pitch than the one we saw Friday night. It just was incredible. The amazing Sarah Langs came out with her 13 like exceptional statistics from it. It's great on MLB.com. One of them is that he now has a .17 ERA in his last 8 starts. That is the lowest ERA in an 8-start span since earned runs became an official stat in 1913. That's excluding openers. He has given up 1 extra base hit in that time. There can't be like an excuse me double. Sorry, I can't believe I actually hit the ball double. Nothing. There he is. There's the Forrest Gump photo. It's great. I don't even know. Like, what are we going to say the next time he starts? And thank God, by the way, my Guardians are limping into Milwaukee this week. They decided to give Miz an extra day off. I was like, whew. All right, that's good news.
Oh,
jeez.
Man.
But what are we gonna say the next time he does this? Because it's going to happen the next time.
I just think we're going to start to realize, again, I said this on this show already. It's like when you have that type of stuff and you're in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, like this is what happens. This is what happens. And remember how this season started for Jacob Mizorowski. And maybe this was foreshadowing into a beautiful I predicted, Chris, in 2021 that the Chicago White Sox were going to beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the World Series.
Yes, you did.
Okay. That didn't happen. Neither team even made the freaking playoffs that year. But this year, first game of the year for Mizorowski, first batter he faces is Chase Meidroth, and Chase Meidroth takes him up top.
Yeah.
In that game, he still pitched well, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run with 11 Ks. But the White Sox, hold on. Yeah, they lost 14-2 that game. But anyways, Chase Meidroth with a home run right there. These two teams could meet right now. These two teams
come on
could
now.
meet
Now you're getting
in
silly
the
on
World
it.
Series. I'm that big of a believer in the White Sox. But yeah, Mizorowski it's just something different.
Yep, it's great. It's incredible. He's a showstopper. And yes, people will get in my mentions every time he pitches and keeps asking me, well, is he an ace now? Is he an ace now? I'm telling you, when I have a chance to sit down with him, I will tell him that the first 8 starts of the year, I said the only thing holding him back from ace status was going deeper into games. And ever since then, he's recorded outs in the 7th inning, I think, except for one time, like the next 6 or 7 starts, whatever that has been. So yeah, he's officially checkmarked the ace status.
How do you strike out 15 people and only throw 95 pitches in a 9
That's
inning
the
game?
thing. It's the most strikeouts ever in a Maddox, which of course is fewer than 100 pitches to go the distance. The number of strikes he threw on the day, what was it, 74-21? That was a split? Strike to ball. I
Yep.
mean, come on, guys. I don't know what you do when the best hitters in the world are shaking their head and William Contreras, his catcher's going, well, it's fun catching him. Happy I don't have to game plan against him because I don't know what I'd do.
It's different, man.
It
It's
is different. Yep. I think next time I go to the ballpark, which is today, I'm going to start asking about what do you do against him? What's the strategy?
Oh, hitters are going to hate that question.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being honest and vulnerable. You guys are allowed to do that every once in a while.
They won't answer it. They'll be like, we'll get to it. We'll figure it out.
Do you
He's
think
pretty
other
good.
pitchers admire him?
Yes. I think everyone does. Everyone does.
Yeah. It's freak show. I would
love to get in the box against him. I'd love to see what it looks like.
So is there can you tell a difference between 99 and say 104?
I mean, probably. I mean, I've faced 100-mile-an-hour pitches before.
Yeah, you faced a Aroldis Chapman.
At that rate, though, like every pitch, I have not. So that's a different thing. I think I always used to say, like, once you got to like 97 and above, it kind of felt the same. But I mean, it's another 8 miles an hour, Chris. So I think there is a difference.
Okay. Let us know what you're thinking about Mizorowski. Is there anybody else? I mentioned Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan for me. Anybody else that I'm kind of leaving out of the narrative there? I don't think so. You can leave in your comments. Go for it. In the meantime, let's talk about your plucky little White Sox. What an incredible week. They take 4 out of 5 against the two best teams in baseball. First against the Braves in a rain-shortened series. Then the two-time defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers come to town. They take 2 out of 3, and we'll talk about the White Sox momentarily. The one win the Dodgers got was nearly picture perfect, Mr. Yamamoto.
The 1-1 to my draw. Rolled to short. Bobbled by Betts, and my draw's aboard. The first base runner of the game comes on a 2-out slow roller to shortstop.
Just a routine ground ball that I missed. I'm not making any excuses.
Mookie Betts looked like he wanted to throw up.
In that situation, I don't care who you are, the best defender in all of baseball, you're nervous. I mean, you know what's happening and you understand a perfect game is obviously so much different than a no-hitter, right? Like, because you also have to be perfect in the field. And I think at that time, when it's like a real chance that we're going to see a perfect game, you start to get a little tight, if you know what I mean. There's no doubt about it. I made this point on Talking Baseball, and I think they even talked about it on the broadcast. Like, it's not my favorite infield. They treat that infield dirt differently than pretty much every other stadium. And if you go back and show it up again, Dan, like, look how light it is. And like, I think you could lose the ball in that. I truly do.
What do you mean you can lose the ball when it's on the ground?
Yeah. Do you see how light the dirt is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't even see the baseball in these clips that we're showing.
So you're saying what happens when you're a defender?
You lose your perception of the ball when it comes there. I mean, you're looking down there you're trying to create a short hop or a long hop. Those are the two hops that you want. Like, and that right there, he got caught in between. It kind of came up on him. If you can't see the ball as well as you should be able to see the ball, I think I did play a part into it. Mookie obviously said the right thing. No excuses. Got to make it routine ground ball. And for the most part, it was. I'm just saying, like, I think there was a little bit of that. And again, I'm trying to think like how long I've sat for a perfect game in the field. I think I had a couple like into the sevenths where it does start to get real, and you start to like think like, man, I better make this freaking play. And that's just a different way to feel in the infield.
I imagine there are times where you'd rather have like a bullet hit right at you so you don't have time to think about it.
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes you're like, just please don't hit it to me. Hit it somewhere else.
See, you guys are like us.
Dude, there are times. There are times.
Okay. By the way, he lost the no-hitter in the 9th when Peters took him deep. He's had an incredible year. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the White Sox momentarily. I will say this about Yamamoto. He is, in my opinion, the pitching version of Albert Pujols. He feels like a machine. Like everything from the way his delivery does not change. Like all of his pitches, the delivery looks exactly the same. He seems like he is a robot out there. And we don't even mention him in the NL Cy Young discussion. We don't even bring him up, right? It's Mizorowski, then it's Sanchez, it's Ohtani. Maybe Chase Burns gets thrown in there. Mason Miller with the amazing year he's had will make it in the top 6 or 7 or what have you. Paul Skeens will still stick around in this thing. And then we get to Yamamoto, who, oh, by the way, if you were to handpick a guy to start a must-win in the World Series, he's going to get an awful lot of votes.
I agree. And, when you look back at when the Dodgers brought him over, they gave him over $300 million without even throwing a pitch in the big leagues. And this is why. He's been absolutely incredible. A career whip under 1 this year. It's sitting at 0.84. And you're right. I don't think we talk about him enough. He's a stud.
He is. He's incredible. And he and Ohtani, it looks like they have a great relationship because let's remember what happened in Baltimore last year. Took the no-hitter into the 9th, gave up the Jackson Holiday homer, turned it over to the bullpen. They eventually ended up losing the game as well. So Ohtani came over to him after he gave up the Peters homer and they take him out. He's like, happened to you again. Happened to you again, dog. Sorry. I guess Ohtani ended up paying for the almost perfect game party that they had afterward.
I love that.
Yeah. He is great. God, he's so good. He's so good. And he's fit in seamlessly here. He had that obviously injury the first year where he started to pitch really well, had that start at Yankee Stadium. Then they shut him down for months, came back and performed beautifully in the playoffs. So good stuff there. Now let's talk about the team that actually won the series this weekend, the Chicago White Sox. Did you learn anything about them this past week with their series wins over the Braves and Dodgers that maybe you didn't know going in?
Not really, because I'm a believer in this team. I think that now with what they've done, just to the 2 best teams in the National League, you have to feel as confident as ever as a baseball team, and really truly start to believe. I think this little run right here, you can start the season off hot and you can feel like you're a pretty good baseball team. This does actually go back to the All-Star break last year, the way they've been playing ball. But there are certain series every year, a couple series where okay, hey, it is truly where do we stack up against the best? And they freaking took it to both of these teams. And I just think that they play with a different type of energy. And I don't think that's going anywhere. That's just kind of how they're constructed. And again, I don't know if I learned anything new because I've been a believer in this team, but I know their confidence is at an all-time high.
Well, Colson Montgomery this weekend said something about his team. He said, people who are doubting us should stop looking at us as a surprise. We are consistently winning. We're consistently in games. Doesn't matter to us what team is out there. We're going to go play our ball. Those days are probably over in terms of people doubting them. I think he's 100% accurate. And I don't know, you want to look up the odds of them winning the Central Division? I imagine that you're not going to get great odds because I think a lot of people will be hopping on it. Now, once again, I do think that there are some holes in the second half in the starting rotation. I know that Noah Schultz is going on a rehab assignment, but he's pitched okay. I mean, look, this is his first chance at biting the big league apple, so there's going to be growing pains, even though he's a freaking monster out there and throws 98 from the left side. Chris Getz is in an interesting position. And we talked about this a little bit last week. That, yeah, they still even have more prospects that they feel are going to be a part of their everyday lineup moving forward. And they're excited that Kyle Teal is going to come back in the next few weeks and help them at the catching position and lengthening their lineup. But man, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes, outside of the Yankees, is there a team, and maybe the Rays, I'll listen on that, is there a team that you don't think that the White Sox are better than right now in the American League? I don't know.
I think right now they're the second best team in the American League after the Yankees. I do. And I don't know what Chris Getz. He is in an interesting position because I feel like this happened very quickly. And no matter what they say, like, okay, yeah, we believe in our team. Of course they do. But is it time to put the pedal to the metal already? It seems like it's quick.
It's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can't say, well, you know what? We're not supposed to be here. That's not fair.
I agree, Chris. I agree.
We didn't think that the American League was going to suck the way that it does this year. There's no way that we thought that Boston, Toronto, Baltimore, Seattle, Houston, Texas, all these teams, all of them were going to be dog shit. We just didn't think it. We thought that it can happen for 2 or 3 of them, not 6 or 7 of them. So if you feel like this is your time, why wouldn't you? Why? Because you can't say, well, you know what, in 2027, we don't know what 2027 is going to be about. We don't know what these guys could take a step back. It's happened to some degree with the young guys that the Toronto Blue Jays are playing. It happens. Strike now.
I agree. The one thing that they need is the one thing that every team needs. And I think that's going to, like, starting pitching at the trade deadline always costs a lot. I don't know if they're ready to cash some of the prospect chips in yet.
Why wouldn't you go get Freddie Peralta?
For them, I think it would have to be, you either go one of 2 ways. If you're Chris Getz, you go true rental that doesn't take, your farm system away too much, or you try to go price somebody that has years of control and you have to give up your guys. Like, you can't go for the 1.5 year guy. I think you do true rental or somebody that's got 3 or 4 years of control.
I would agree with that only because of the impending possible work stoppage as well. I think that would scare me a little bit to take a guy who's got 1.5. Normally I'd be okay with it. I think this is a special circumstance. But I agree. And look, they're fighting it out with my team. So it's not like I'm rooting for the White Sox. I'm just saying it from purely like an objective baseball stance, that this is what I would want if I were a White Sox fan. And people can comment all they want. Do you think we're nuts for saying step on the accelerator, particularly what they got coming that's like this next wave of great young ball players as well? Hell, most of them are already up.
I think if I'm Chris Getz, I forego the starting pitching market and I work with what I got in-house and I go and fortify my bullpen. I go get Aroldis Chapman. I put somebody back there that's going to win me games. I would actually love to see him in Chicago. I think that's a really, really good fit for them. I would go bullpen if I was Chris Getz.
We'll get in line on that one because there's a lot of teams. Do we know if Chris Getz has to apologize to Aroldis Chapman for anything? Or
no? I don't know.
We think we're okay in that, right? I think we need a whole list of executives, baseball executives, that need to apologize before Aroldis Chapman says, yeah, I'll go pitch for you.
Me and Chris Getz, 2007 Phoenix Desert Dogs, Arizona Fall League teammates.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good one. The assistant GM there is Josh Barfield. Remember Josh Barfield?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Good dude. Had a nice long talk with him earlier this year. Great guy. All right. Let us know what's going to happen with the White Sox. Who's the perfect fit come trade deadline time? Do you give some up? Do you give some of those prospects up to go really ramp up your team or not? Let us know, please. Hey, today's episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Create. Baseball Today shows up every single day, Monday through Friday. And creatine works the same way, plus the weekend. It's not something you take before a big workout and forget about. Consistency is the whole game. Now, Create's creatine and electrolytes mix. It is built for that. 5 grams of creatine, 850 milligrams of electrolytes, and taurine in one stick pack. Sugar-free. I love it. Caffeine-free. Rip it into your first glass of water in the morning, and the habit is done before the day starts. That's it. The electrolytes handle hydration through the summer heat, day games, yard work, just existing in the month of July. And the creatine handles your daily dose. Same packet, same routine every day. You got 3 flavors as well. There's lemon lime, passion fruit, and watermelon. Sports certified and third-party tested. What's on the label isn't what's in it. Okay? Use the code JOHNBOY for up to 44% off your Create order. Click the link in the description, and off you go. You'll be feeling like $1 million. Okay. A couple guys in American League Central. Not feeling great today. What do we have? A special on breaking hamate bones in that division? Our buddy Vinny Pasquantino. He's got plenty of time now to get ready for the baby that's due this fall in the Pasquantino family. A new Pasquatch, which is awesome. What's not awesome is that he had surgery on his hamate bone. He is out 4 to 6 weeks. As far as Cleveland star, Jose Ramirez, who broke the bone in his left hand, did the same thing to his right hand back in 2019. We don't have a timetable yet on him. He's going to be down for quite some time. Here is Jose through the team translator. Augie.
Sí, yo confío bastante en mi muchacho y yo sé que ellos vamos a llegar a los playoffs. Yo lo sé eso.
I mean, I trust wholeheartedly in them, and I know that we're going to be able to start competing, so I know we're going to be able to compete for the playoffs even when I'm not around.
Okay, so he trusts the team. Do you?
I thought he was talking about the doctors. He trusts the team to continue their winning ways while he's gone. Not really, Chris. I think while he's out, which I think will be probably, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it is. I think if you play 500 ball, you're winning for the Cleveland Guardians right there. And like he hasn't been like his normal self, but I think even when he's not performing well, he's still like team's game plan for Jose Ramirez. He's obviously the leader of that organization. Just feels different when he's in the lineup. But there is a world, Chris, and I told Jake this, and I'm curious your take. I feel like this could be a moment where like the Guardians shine. I feel like that's the type of team the Guardians are, where it's like, all right, next man up. We already know what this is, and maybe they go on a run at some point during this. That's just my like. I've watched the Guardians play a lot of baseball over the years. I feel like that can happen to teams like when your star goes out. Like the Yankees have been fine without Aaron Judge. Now, do they have more lineup depth than the Guardians? Yes, they do. My initial take is if they play 500 ball when he's gone, they'll be extremely happy. And then I was like, actually, the Guardians might just turn this into like a rallying moment, and we're going to get one of those stretches where everyone steps up for them, a different guy every single game. I do truly what I think is the White Sox are going to run away with this division now.
They haven't even played the White Sox yet. That happens not this week, but I believe next week. They've got them 7 times before the All-Star break. So great timing on that. Although it was funny, yesterday they were scheduled to go for the sweep against the Detroit Tigers. And game time was like 1:40 local time. It didn't rain for 2 hours, but they banged the game like a half hour beforehand. I think their team president, Chris Antonetti, looked at Jose's x-rays and was like, yep, looks like rain in the forecast. That's it. So let's do that for about every home game until Jose gets back. We'll be playing a lot of double headers from August on.
Aren't you 5-0 against the Tigers? You should have just played that game. Like chances are.
Probably, and took care of Scooble this weekend, which was interesting. Okay. Few things about this. I mentioned that he broke the other hamate bone. So I guess he's not going to have any hamates. I don't know how big a deal that is.
Going forward, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's hamateless. I don't know if you need those to really operate the rest of your life, but here we go. When he really hit the fast track back in 2019. He only missed 24 games, and they went 16-8 without him. But let's remember who was on that team, if you don't mind. Francisco Lindor. Carlos Santana, who started the All-Star game that season. Roberto Perez, not only was he a Platinum Award-winning catcher, but he had his best offensive season. Bunch of other guys were on that team. You look at this team. First of all, his replacement, I should say replacements, will be a combination of Daniel Schneemann and Gabriel Arias. Their career WAR is 4.5. Jose Ramirez has topped 4.5 WAR in 8 seasons. 8 seasons he has done that. Now, I know that he's only half that this year, but even he was on pace to have a 4.5 WAR season, and he's having a bad season at the plate. But he's still killing it on the base paths. I think he's 24 of 26 for a guy who's 33 years old. He's a plus defender. You talked about it that there's nobody in that lineup now where a pitcher goes, okay, we got to be really careful when we get here because we know Jose's a switch hitter. We don't want to turn him around to the right side, so it's going to affect who we bring into the game. So for all you people who are like, well, they're not going to miss him that much. If you really look at his stats, you're not paying attention to what he means. In fact, he means more to this lineup than Aaron Judge means to the Yankees lineup. There is no question about it. This is not me saying that Jose Ramirez is better than Aaron Judge. That's not what I'm saying. But when you look at the pieces around him, there is no former MVP in Paul Goldschmidt, who's having a renaissance in his late 30s. There is no former MVP in Cody Bellinger, who we will see in mid-July at the All-Star game. There is no 30-30 guy in Jazz Chisholm, who, even though he doesn't know what the ABS system is used for, can still ruin a team at times. And I'm talking about the opposition. They have plenty of... Ben Rice, who, by the way, is a top 5 MVP candidate at this point, if not top 3. There's nobody in that Cleveland lineup that is remotely close to any of that. So you are 100% right, Trevor Plouffe, when you say that if they play 40 games without him, I'm just throwing out a number, if they go 20-20, they'll be thrilled. They'll be thrilled.
What about David Fry, 2024 All-Star, stepping in for him? Yeah, no.
Stop. This lineup against left-handed pitching without Jose Ramirez is going to be a tough watch.
I get it, Chris. I'm with you. Like, that's the most realistic thing is they're going to struggle. And yes, to play 500 ball will probably be tough for them. But sports, man.
I know.
Sports are weird. This game's a weird game sometimes. You mentioned, they had those guys on that team, but it's still a big blow for them. And it wouldn't shock me if in like the immediate future, if we just saw them go on a little bit of a run here. Although they're playing the Brewers. They're playing.
Yeah. So
their upcoming schedule. I had it up earlier.
Brewers,
Astros, okay,
who are getting Hunter Brown back tomorrow.
And then they go at the White Sox.
Seattle, Texas, White Sox, your Twins, and Miami, whom we'll talk about in a little bit. That's to finish out the first half. So maybe you're hoping that he comes back by late July. It still sounds early to me, but we'll see soon enough. Go ahead. Everybody can talk about Rose. It gets tired when you talk about your guardian. Okay. How should I be feeling today, everybody? How should I be feeling today? For God's sakes, I was out at a nice time with Michelle's cousin on Saturday, and Josh calls me. He's almost in tears. He goes, hamate, broken. It's like, God damn it. Give me another old-fashioned.
What's going on with that, guys?
The hamate? Yeah, that's the injury this year.
It is.
We had Corbin Carroll, who was back quickly. Jackson Holiday and Francisco Lindor. All of them had it. And that was all in spring training. I don't know what we're doing there. Okay. Anything you want to say to cheer me up, maybe, in the comments? Go for it. I'll listen. All right. My man Plouffe, not only is he celebrating a 40th birthday, he is celebrating it by working hard on Talking Baseball on Baseball Today and then calling the Twins game tonight in Arlington, Texas. So, yeah, he is down there in the heat of Texas. And you know what that means? He gets to go out to another stadium, look in the crowd and say, God, there is so much John Boy Media love out there. And how does he know that? Because there's so much merch in the crowd. And you know what that is? That's Shopify at work. When we design a product around a baseball moment, Shopify connects us directly to our manufacturers so orders flow out on time and land with fans wherever they are. No bottlenecks, no delays, and Shop Pay removes the friction at checkout. So the fan who finds the product actually follows through on the purchase. That combination of reach and conversion is what makes this whole thing work. So what does that mean? If you've got a gift idea for Pops that's coming up, somebody special in your life, you want to get them a birthday gift, go do this. And how do you? Start your free trial at shopify.com/today. Go get yourself some JM merch on top of it. The world will be a better place when you do. Shopify. All right. This was the weekend the Jays were supposed to seize the moment. The New York Yankees were in the sixth for the first time since the Blue Jays eliminated them in 4 games in the ALDS a year ago. And boy, hovering right around maybe a few games under 500, basically the entire season, the Jays, they could put their stamp on it. They took Friday's game. They were right in Saturday's game until Louis Varland actually gave up a big shot. Well, that's all right. We can still take the series on Sunday with a big win. Ho, 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 ho. That's when Big Ben stepped to the dish.
3-2. Driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for Ben Rice. And the Yankees lead 5-3. Oh, what a shot.
What a shot. That means the Yankees now lead the Rays by a game in the East and Toronto by a whopping 10 as well. I ask you this. How wide is the gap between the Yankees and the next best team in the junior circuit?
I mean, they're the best team. I think there's no doubt about that. How wide is it?
You said the Chicago White Sox were the second best team. And we're about to find out. They play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So maybe we save this for then. But go ahead. I'll let you have an appetizer.
I think it's I do think it's a decent amount. I do think it's a decent amount. I think they're, if I'm looking at all the teams, I think they're the only team that I would like. I'm happy with their entire roster, their lineup, their starting pitching, obviously, and the bullpen's gotten the job done too. So they're, I think, the only complete roster in the league right now. I think you can sometimes go Tampa Bay and their starting pitching and pitching in general just hasn't been good over the last, 2 or 3 weeks. But when I go down these teams, like the White Sox, I think, the back end of their rotation, not great. Some of the bullpen pieces, I mean, the bullpen's been fine for them, but I think they lack in the starting pitching department. If you go to Seattle, I think they've been getting going offensively. Maybe Seattle is another team that has a somewhat complete roster, but they don't have the offense that the Yankees does. And they need to figure out that 6-man rotation just hasn't worked for them. So, I mean, how wide? I don't know how to give a degree of it. I do think they're the best team in the American League. And
is it this wide? Is it this wide?
No, that's a good wide. It's not,
This one?
Yeah. I think in a series, like in the playoffs, or I think they're just going to run to the World Series. I do not, but I do think they'll finish with the best record in the American League. I think they're going to have the 1 seed there, because they're not even fully healthy yet. I mean, they still have Max Fried on the IL. Once he comes back, it's going to look even better. So yeah, they are the best team in the American League. I don't think there's a doubt about that.
They have a significantly easier path to the American League championship than the Dodgers do to the National League pennant.
How wide's the gap? Give me this. What are you doing?
Yeah, the gap is this, and it's getting like this. Max Fried is supposed to throw off of a mound today, which is good. They did get some bad news on Stanton. It sounds like that calf injury, he was running the bases, and we don't know if he tweaked something, but something is going to slow his progression. Like, I think if they see him in September, they'll be like, oh, okay, good. A month's worth of at-bats so we can get playoff Stanton. But who knows how? I don't think they can truly rely on him. That's maybe a topic for a different day. I think my point is that now they've got Garrett Cole back. They're going to get 2/3 of a season where he can try and work out whatever issues there are coming back from, arm surgery. And he's looked great at times. And there's other times where, whatever, it's going to take a while. That happens. Carlos Rodon, that's about as great a number 4 as you can have. When you're throwing out $150 million or whatever it is for your number 4 pitcher, that's living in Dodger land. and that's great for them. I thought Seattle was going to start to turn it on when they had that 7-game winning streak. I was like, West is over, and here they go. Nope. They just I don't get it. Through Baltimore and then through Washington, just not good enough. Oh, by the way, Seattle fans, Brian Wu, latest guest on Dugout Discussions. He was awesome. Really great kid. Very introspective, smart kid, good sense of humor, and an amazing story about facing James Wood, which I was literally in shock. I gave him one of these. So go check that out. It's huge. It's a huge gap. I'm not going to say Grand Canyon size gap, but it's pretty substantial and only going to get wider when, oh, by the way, Aaron Judge does come back at some point in the second half.
Yeah, so I think right now I have the White Sox playing as the second best team in the American League. I think if Kyle Raleigh comes back and, Colt Emerson continues to be a thing and Julio gets hot like he always does this time of year, and that offense comes back, I think the Mariners can decrease the gap, but they haven't really shown that offensively yet this year.
They have not. And I had when I've said that, I've had a lot of Mariners fans pushback. We're like, it's not the same as last year. Right. Well, we're not even halfway through. I think they're the team to keep your eye on. Mm-hmm. But I also believe, and I've told you this, I say it every time when I talk about the Mariners, if Brendan Donovan does not come back healthy, then all bets are off for me, because I thought that was an enormous pickup and he just hasn't been healthy. So let us know how big the gap is between New York. It's only a game right now over the Tampa Bay Rays, but it feels like it's significantly wider. Let us know. Are we overestimating the Yankees? Are we underappreciating a team out there?
Probably the Rays were underappreciating, for being honest.
Tampa Bay is?
Yeah, we're probably underappreciating them.
Well, I'm going to go see them out at Dodger Stadium today. I'll talk to them about that.
Okay.
We'll see. And I'll get them to wish you happy birthday, because happy birthday. It's your 40th, old man.
My phone is finally starting. It's blowing up right now.
I love
People
it.
are waking up.
Oh, good. I thought we'll read a text right after this word from my 40-year-old buddy.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. You just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want. Sell if the price moves in your favor, or you let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. Now you can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. Use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risks of total loss and changing prices, not good for all investors. Now available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, birthday boy. Can you read me the best text you've received from somebody famous?
Cole Tucker texted me.
Oh, that's a good one.
He said, happy birthday, coach. Love you, brother. Hope today's a great one. 40 piece. See you soon, my guy.
Any other former teammates reach out?
Yeah, a couple of them. Got some good guys in there.
Come on.
Enough about my birthday. And I want to go back to sleep. I want to go back to sleep.
One day we can blow it up. Did
you know I got in at 4:30 in the morning? This old man's cranky.
Yeah, you're not cranky. You have no reason to be cranky. This is a wonderful day. We're celebrating you.
We are.
We're also celebrating yet another great Minnesotan, Max Meyer, who continues to wow us, and he got some help from his defense.
Pictures today. And the first pitch to Jake Mangum. Oh! Robbed by Marcy in center! That gets through and it could clear the bases. Jacob Marcy with a terrific tuck and roll grab to keep it a one-run game.
I know people will say, Rose, you're such an idiot. You said Minnesota, man. He plays for Miami. He's from Minneapolis, right? So that's why I said that. Anyway,
went to the University of Minnesota too. Yeah.
Yeah. Max Meyer improves to 7-0 in 15 starts. Is he the best starting pitcher we have not mentioned on this show this year?
Ooh. Maybe. I think Drew Rasmussen has a case for that. We don't really talk about him at all.
Good one. Great beard too, by the way.
Nick Martinez in Tampa, another guy. I feel like Tampa Bay we don't mention enough. I feel bad for not even really bringing them up in that Yankees discussion. I would say those two guys.
Yeah. So he's got 0 losses through 15 starts, Max Meyer. The last MLB year to have a start to the season like that, meaning without a loss in X number of starts, was Tony Gonsolin 4 years ago. Who went for 17 starts without one. Myers pitched great. Former number 3 overall pick in 2020. So good for him that he's gotten going. And the Marlins have played some exceptional ball. They're back to 500 and have become somewhat of an interesting watch. Speaking of the National League East, bigger injury in that division. Was it Phillies right fielder Adolis Garcia who gets put on the 60-day with a torn lat, or Spencer Strider who ends up back on the injured list with elbow issues?
Quick, what happened to Tony Gonsolin?
Yeah, he's been hurt. It feels like forever.
Is he like coming back from something?
Yeah, he's still on their roster. I'll look it up while you answer that.
The career numbers for Tony Gonsolin are incredible. My answer to the question is Spencer Strider. I just feel bad, man, because we saw. I mean, he had the way we talk about Mizorowski, we were talking about Spencer Strider. And then the injuries have just come for him, and it continues to pile up. And it's just like we're probably not going to see that version of him again. It doesn't seem like it, and it just kind of makes me sad because he was one of my favorite pitchers to watch.
By the way, Gonsolin currently a free agent. He's recovering and rehabbing from a second major elbow surgery. He was DFA'd by the Dodgers. There you go.
I'd sign him.
It's incredible. I was watching the Garcia injury when it happened. So he threw and they came out, and I was like, man, with muscles like that, something's tearing. And it's been horrible what the Phillies are going through, right? So now they are having a platoon. They just traded for Derek Hill from the White Sox.
I mean, Adolis has had a tough year.
But he was starting to hit better at the beginning of June. At least like mid to high 700 OPS. He started to, I'm not going to say turn it around, but at least not look like crap at the plate. The Strider stuff is scary. We're talking about multiple arm surgeries already in his career. Yeah, I think we're awaiting word on kind of how bad it is. So keep our fingers crossed for that. Neither of them are good. J.R. Ritchie, by the way, came out of the bullpen through 5 scoreless against the Mets, replacing Strider, who came out after 3 after that velocity dip. And by the way, I'll be curious to see if Dave Dombrowski makes a bigger move for a right field bat at some point. I mean, like, does Joe Adele come into play? Does that make sense? Maybe it could.
Taylor Ward.
A bunch of shout-outs to guys who had phenomenal plate appearances this weekend. James Wood, first player this year with at least 20 homers and 10 steals. Alec Burleson, he's homered in 5 of his last 6 games. Jackson Churio, 5 in his last 5. Jordan, a couple of homers in an inning on Friday night, including a grand slam. Holy smokes. All studs, obviously. But, of course, everybody hits like a Little League stud out in Las Vegas as the A's wrapped up 2 series, one against the Brewers, one against the Rockies. Colorado didn't mind hitting there on Sunday.
Oh, boy, that's a granny to deep right. Put a 4 spot on the board. Willie Castro, a 7 ribby day. 22 runs for the Rockies, a new franchise record.
They would tack on one more to extend their franchise record. As for the A's, not terrible overall. They went 4-2 in those 6 games against the Rockies and the Brewers. What was your take on the 2 series there?
I think everyone's really kind of rushing in with the judgment of like how the ball's going to fly in Las Vegas. It won't be as bad as that. That's been what everyone's basically said that's played there, that's lived there, that understands kind of what's going to happen. So I think we all need to pump the brakes on that a little bit, but I don't know, man. It was wild. I feel bad. The only guy that had to face the pitch twice there was Jeffrey Springs, and like his numbers took a beating. It's tough for pitchers. I mean, Kyle Harrison went in there and got crushed, and he comes back and shuts the Phillies down. I mean, it was a tough series for pitchers. There's just no doubt about that, man. If you could survive there, then you had some stuff going. But the 23-run game, 24 hits is wild. I was looking like, did anybody have a bad game? Because sometimes, or most of the time, that happens in a game like that. Nope, everyone had a good game. There wasn't any starter that didn't have a hit. A couple guys came in, and Sterling Thompson comes in. He goes 0 for 2. That's tough, but yeah, I don't know. If you played in that series, you better take advantage of it, man, because they all count the same, Chris. Doesn't matter where you hit them at.
Okay, so here's some of the numbers for you. 6 games, 102 runs scored. That's 17 per game between the two teams. More than double the league average, which is under 9 per game. It was actually, it's a little bit less than half or twice as much. Sorry. I think it's like 8.95 runs per game. So my math was off. Anyway, 147 hits, 35 homers. Now, yes, was a little skewed because of the first game against the Brewers and the last game against the Rockies where the teams combined for 61 runs. Absolutely. We understand that. And a lot of people got on us for saying that was insane, the 15-14 game. Hey, why wasn't that? That was fun. Based on what I watched yesterday afternoon, you're right. That 15-14 game, sign me up for that every single day. I cannot watch 23-9. I mean, I watched the Raiders give up, lose by 2 touchdowns during the fall. I don't have to watch the A's lose by 2 touchdowns as well. So that one wasn't as fun. We knew something was coming because of day ball out in Las Vegas in the heat. But it was fine. Whatever. I guess if it gets fans fired up for when they eventually make it there in 2028, good for them. By the way, I didn't even know they had a pool out there at that AAA ballpark. Did you know that?
It was in right center? Yeah. I mean, I didn't know.
I didn't either.
It's all on the broadcast.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Strange stuff happening in Baltimore between the Orioles and the Padres in their series. It started off with Xander Bogaerts taking a shot to the head. Hate to see that. Not good. Obviously taken out of the game. The Padres were not happy, as you can see. That was brutal. So later on in the game, 7th inning, Gunnar Henderson is up, and Rodriguez misses him once and then twice, and then he finally gets hit in the 9th. Well, here's Craig Albernaz, the manager of the Orioles.
Hit Bogaerts in the head, and their dugout didn't like it at all. Obviously, it definitely wasn't intentional. The 2-seam that slipped out of his hand, I get there. Why they mad? I mean, ball hit him in the head and had to come out of the game. I'm not saying what the ball to Gunnar was on purpose, but it was done the right way. And that's why there was no gripes from us, and Gunnar was fine with it, and we just took it to first base.
There were some Orioles fans who were pissed off with his response, saying, hey, we were okay with how they retaliated. Would you fall into that camp?
I'm not okay with it because you had your chance. You can't just keep throwing at guys. I honestly think it's a one chance. You go up and in and try to hit somebody, you don't hit them. That's it. You don't get to keep going at guys. So that's kind of my take. And then again, I don't understand really the Padres wanting to retaliate right there. If that the pitch to Bogaerts terrible, hits him in the head, I get you got to protect your players. But if it's not intentional, why do you want to start a beanball war? What's the point of that? You just move on, man. I don't understand. Am I missing something here? Did they do that on purpose? Did Bogaerts do something to warrant that? And that's why they're up in arms. I don't really get it. But if you go and you miss Gunnar Henderson twice, you don't get to keep throwing at him. So I disagree with Craig here. I don't know. I know we came up in the same era where this is more prevalent, and guys, this is just how it was. But I'm not about that life.
He's also had a little bit of a public run-in with his young catcher Basayo. I think the Orioles fans are a little miffed. It almost sounds like he's a double agent Like, he's saying weird stuff that's not protecting his players. And I think that fans have kind of, that's run dry a little bit with them. So I think he's
I
just
don't
got to be
know.
careful.
Saying they did it the right way when they didn't do it the right way.
They didn't do it the right way. Not that there is a right way, but I definitely, if I'm the Orioles manager, I am there to protect my Orioles, not to congratulate the Padres on doing it the right way, even when they didn't do it the right way.
Can we go back to that video? Was that Steven Souza? He's looking big.
Souza? Yeah, I mean, he's the hitting coach there now.
I know,
right?
he's looking like. All right, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on, shall we? In fact, let's finish this show as we head back to Vegas. There was a very, very funny ABS moment that involved home plate umpire Lance Barrett. Give a listen to this. Yeah, here we go, Dan. That's all right. It's Monday. So, Dan does a great job. I throw him a lot of video and a lot of clips, and I don't know where he puts. Dallas Braden loved that one because Lance Barrett forgot his microphone was on. So down.
Who was asking if it was down?
So that's what those conversations sound like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I loved asking umpires like, where'd you have that pitch? Where it was. You get to set the parameters in the strike zone. If you do it the right way, and you say, "Hey, is that the corner? Hey, is that the top? Is that the bottom?" It puts in their head, at least they used to. That's the strike zone. Then you got a chance to know. So yeah, I loved having those conversations with umpires.
Nice, good work. All right, brother, I'm going to let you enjoy some of your 40th birthday before you have to go over to the yard. What bus are we getting on today?
I got to check. I think there's a 3 o'clock that I'm going on.
So does that mean you get a little nap in? It's
already. I need to. I think so. My family's coming here too. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to the gym instead. Start my 40s off with a bang.
Wait, are they coming today?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to spend the 40th birthday with Daddy?
That's right.
Are they going to go to the game?
Yeah.
Are they going to spend time in the booth?
Maybe.
Oh, this is going to be a wonderful day.
It is.
Well, all I can tell you is this. I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate you. I appreciate how hard you work for John Boy Media. You set a great example. You're a good dude. I know that you don't like talking about your birthday, but that's because so many people love you, and we just want to celebrate. And, we want to get invited to more birthday dinners is
that's right.
really what it comes down to. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is, right?
That was a good one.
Thanks. So, love you, bro.
Love you, Chris. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, go get some rest, and I look forward to the call of tonight's. I hope it's all about Trevor's 40th birthday and that they sprinkle in shots of the game.
Okay. All I want is a Twins victory for my birthday. Can we do that?
If that's really all you want on your 40th birthday, for God's sakes. Really? Well, in that case, you better have like a 10-2 lead in the 7th, because I've watched that bullpen, because I don't know that they'll come through. Everybody wish Trevor a happy, happy birthday. We will see you tomorrow, and we cannot wait as we celebrate his 40th year and first day on the planet. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great shtick we're going to run the rest of the year. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, who also wishes you a happy 40th birthday and loves you very much. That is the uber-talented and now 40-year-old Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, who also loves Trevor Plouffe very much. We will see you Tuesday, Banana Man, on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.